I do have quite a few counties that come up to me and they will say, "Oh my gosh, Kim, if I knew how simple and easy e-recording was, I would have done this a long time ago." And I says, I know, I understand."
Well, Kim,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining today. I'm excited that we were able to catch up, and we've been able to see each other at different conferences, and I think you and your company are doing a lot of great things, especially around e-recording. So I wanted to take some time and just hear from you things you've learned, and we've got some questions lined out. But go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who Kim is and who your company is as well.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, Aaron. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on and talk about e-recording. So, my name is Kim LeGate. I am with eRecording Partners Network. I've been with the company for a couple of years, but with my background, I was a chief deputy out of the Davidson County Register of Deeds office in Nashville, Tennessee. I retired from there. A couple of years ago, I got a call from EPN saying, "Kim, we'd love to have you on board." And I was just floored because I love e-recording. I was a huge advocate when I was in the recorder's office in Tennessee, and so I hopped on board, and yeah, so that's why I'm here. I think it's something that I believe every clerk recorder needs in their office. I saw such a benefit for our office. Talk about EPN. We've been around since 2008. We wanted to improve the connection between submitters and the counties, across the nation. So since that time, we are in 1,600 over 1,600 jurisdictions
Wow.
throughout the nation, and we're growing every day. And we're happy to help. That's what we want to do. We want to help the counties. All of our services are free to the county.
Do you have any idea like what the average percent e-recording is?
So I think there are 11 states. There's quite a few states that there are 100% e-recording in the whole state.
Wow,
Yes. Yeah.
that's awesome.
So it's pretty awesome.
Kim, what would you say the key advantages are for e-recording versus paper?
Number one is there's no more paper. You don't have to worry about pulling out staples, paper clips, mailing your paper documents back to a submitter. The rejection turnaround is minutes instead of days. You don't have to worry about scanning the documents any longer because with e-recording, they're electronically there when they come in. This was my major thing with working with the county was you did not have to worry about over or shortages of check. I thought that was one of the main things that I like personally from the recorder side of it. You hate having to either return a document because the money's short or the money's over and all the rejections that way.
Yeah,
This way, electronically, you or the clerk or recorder says what the price is, and that is the price the submitter pays. So you don't have to worry about any of that anymore. And the other thing is you don't have to worry about paper cuts for counting all of those pages either because it's
you never
it's
got any
all
paper cuts, did you?
oh yeah. I got quite a few paper cuts. Yes. That's why we started wearing these rubber fingers is what we called them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because man, you're able to documents are trackable electronically too.
It seems like the payment side of it would be effortless just because they don't have to really do any of that. It all just comes in through ACH, right?
Yes, it sure does. Everything comes in ACH that night, and only thing they have to do is balance the books the next morning. That's all.
So
Right.
for those that are already e-recording, why should they have all the vendors as approved vendors and not just one?
Well, that's a great question because each vendor has their own customer base. So, if you're wanting to grow your e-recording volume, the best practices is to accept all e-recording vendors. It's sort of, I give the example, would you only accept UPS overnight packages and not FedEx or all the other carriers? is sort of in the same boat,
Yeah.
because every person has their own customer base. But if you're wanting to grow your e-recording volume, it is best practices to use all of your e-recording vendors.
So, what are some of your biggest pain points for county staff when it comes to e-recording, and what are a few solutions?
E-recording removes many of the traditional pain points in the recording process. I think after you get past the fear of recording documents electronically, uh, and seeing how easy it is to e-record, I think you feel more at ease.
Yeah.
I think when the staff is trained and they get used to the process, it's just a lot smoother and a lot easier. I do have quite a few counties that come up to me and they will say, "Oh my gosh, Kim, if I knew how simple and easy e-recording was, I would have done this a long time ago." And I says, I know, I understand." Because it is. And it's really getting over that hump of going, okay, I'm going to start e-recording.
What would you say is the best thing that helps customers get over the hump?
Talking to other counties that are doing it or other jurisdictions that are e-recording. The best way of doing it is educating yourself on the e-recording process.
Hmm.
Talk to your surrounding counties that are doing it, seeing if they're having any issues, just really reach out, talk to as many people as you can, talk to vendors. We're there to help.
Can you describe any challenges that they face with e-recordings? Any barriers to entry?
The fear of change. Um, e-recording is a little different than paper. But, really, all of the rules that you have recording a document in paper is the same rules you'll have with electronic documents. It's just that it's different. You're reviewing one on a screen versus one in your hands. So I think that basically is the biggest challenge that I see. It's
Yeah.
just, like I said before, it's the fear. Mm.
Yeah. So where do you envision e-recording going in the future?
You know how everything is changing and everything is in our industry is wanting to go electronic. We have seen to where there are pilot programs now of the whole e-closing, going all the way through from you sitting at a title attorney's office. You're looking at your documents on a screen instead of in paper. You're signing your name on a pad that's going to be electronically attached to that document. Um, and, everything is going that way. I believe it's going to be in the near future where everything is going to be everything.
Yeah.
E-certify, e-notary. Of course, we already have the e-notaries, e-certifications coming around the bend. There is, of course, e-closings. It's just, it's on its way. I feel like it's going to get here faster than what we originally thought it was going to, because it's going to be easier for the title attorney to have you come in their office, go over your documents, sign your documents. Then at that point, after they're signed and all, they're going to electronically send them to the county to record. So that's where I see it.
Well, I imagine that example and then just e-recording in general has got to increase the efficiency of the office and turnaround times. Kind of talk about
Mhm.
that a little bit.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is one of my favorites. So, when a submitter is submitting a document to the county, it's coming straight from us to the software, straight to their office. The clerk is sitting at her desk and she's looking at it, making sure all of the rules have been made, the notary signed, stamp, signatures are signed. Okay, so it's ready to record. So
Mhm.
she's make sure the grantor grantee is correct, pages are right. Um, Then she's going, okay, it's time to record. Record. It automatically puts the fees in there for you, and it's returned straight back to the submitter. Submitter gets it back. They see how much they owe. Say it's a $12 fee. They say, okay, we owe them $12, and that's it. They get paid. Um, the other thing is rejections. Rejections are a lot faster. Say they left off a notary seal. So in your list of rejections that you have, you put, notary seal missing, you hit reject, it goes straight back to the submitter. Submitter says, oh man, I gotta get that notary seal on there. They put it on there, they send it straight back. And then you check the document again, everything looks good, you record it, and you send it straight back. So your rejections times have cut down completely. Your recording times do as well. And the other thing too, the efficiency is that all the documents that are recorded that day will, at the end of your business day, we will send you a daily report of all of those documents that were recorded.
Mm.
And that night, your bank will be credited for that amount of money that for those documents. So the next day, when you come into your office, you'll see you've got the report there of how much you should be coming from EPN. You'll look at your bank statement and go, yep, those are correct. Everything balances out.
Sounds beautiful to me.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, Kim,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. This was fun to
Mhm.
catch up on a meeting like this. I know we're going to see each other next week at the conference, but thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. This is a quick demonstration of the e-recording process. I'm using IntelleSearch provided by DRMS for this demo, but realize that your software may look slightly different, but the overall process should be the same. So we're going to navigate over to the list view under land records, and you'll see published records and non-published records. Non-published records is where if there's any files that you're currently indexing and need to review before making public, this is where those would be housed. But also, this is where e-records come in as well, and you see that by the little green icon with the E on it, showcasing that you've got a new e-recording ready for you to accept or reject. So we're going to click on the icon, and that'll open up the e-recording here, and we're able to review it. And the first thing you want to check is to make sure that that price is correct, and it's $0, so it's obviously not correct, so we're going to reject it. So you come in here and pick a response. You can add custom responses so it's quick and easy for you to modify, and then just type a short message in there of a note back to the sender. And so we'll do that here and hit submit, and now that file has been rejected. It goes back to the submitter for them to resubmit with the correct funds. And as Kim mentioned, this process can take minutes, and so you can reject a document and receive a resubmitted document with the correct funds in minutes or even less than an hour, whereas if you were having to mail this, you'd have to wait multiple days. Now let's click on another e-recording, and let's imagine that the price is correct. Everything in the document looks accurate and correct. We want to go ahead and scroll down and put our lodging and recording label on this document, wherever that is typically placed for you in your office. But for this, we're going to right click, we're going to add the lodging label, and then move it around on the page digitally to place that digital stamp. And it's easy to move around. We're going to right click and do the recording label as well. And so now we're able to make sure we've gone through all the documents. We just have one for this example, and everything looks good, so we're going to hit accept. And now that has been an accepted document. It's still in unpublished, but now we can go in and add or edit any of the grantors and the grantees, add any more information that we would need. A key thing to note here is that we didn't have to type in any of the grantors or grantees or document types. That came in automatically through the e-recording process. It's also easy to add in cross-reference information here as well. So we'll hit save on the top right. Now this document is ready to be viewed to make sure everything's correct and then published. So clicking on the image icon, we're able to pull this up and scroll down. We're able to see the lodging label and the barcode label right there. How cool is that? So this document looks great. Now it's ready to be published. Come back out to list and unpublished and click on the document, publish it. Now that document is published, it's now available to be viewed by the public. We can validate just to make sure that everything's still good. We click in that document and we're able to see those stamps that we put. So Very, very easy process. One beautiful benefit that we didn't have to even touch was the payment process. We didn't have to touch a check or a credit card or any of the payment processes because it's all coming in via ACH from your e-recording partner. This makes it effortless to have a good transparent view into how many e-recordings were done and what income was brought in for the e-recordings. Now it's showing zeros on this exact demo, but it's because it's a demo account. Yours would actually show the exact dollar amounts brought in by your office for e-recordings. We hope this quick demonstration was helpful. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. Thank you for watching.